baby, her ex-husband's white new girlfriend on blast today.
Mm. Oh, she did? I didn't even watch the show
Oh,
today.
girl, called her out by name, and then said hello called the baby name out. Said hello to the
Wait a minute,
baby.
wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. We gotta talk about this when we get started.
Okay, okay, sorry.
Let me see. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live?
Oh, y'all can see my bed I made.
Yeah, I can see your bed over there. Okay.
Is it wide open out here?
Good evening, everybody. Hey, I don't know who that Facebook user is. Let me log into my phone to see who's out here. Welcome to Tip Talk with Tiffany. We have Mika here somewhere. And it's
I'm
your
looking
girl.
for my corkscrew.
Byron hasn't joined yet, but welcome back. We're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. I try to be here every Tuesday. Stuff has been coming up. It's all of our birthdays in my family since falling at the beginning of the year. Mika, that is rude.
Am I loud?
Yes.
Okay, I'm done. I'm my bad.
So anyway, we have a lot going on. We have a lot to talk about, but every Tuesday we're here. We're also looking for topics. So if y'all have topics, please let us know, because we don't want to be sitting up here talking about stuff y'all don't care about.
True, so true.
So y'all can let us know. I really wanted Byron here so we can talk about this inauguration.
You know, Tuesdays I think Byron got to get his grocery order.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, Dana. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Gypsy. I think I see Marlon. Hey, everybody. Thank you for we done lost two people. We done lost two people. So I kind of wanted to talk about the inauguration. So, girl, I was so emotional. I was in Florida when it went down, and I didn't sit and watch like I wanted to. That's a lie. I really didn't want to, because them things are too long. They're too long. I just want to
so good.
They are. I just want to see key people. I just want to see the main people. I want to see who's performing. And but for me, when Barack and Michelle entered the building,
yeah,
I shed a tear. I was like, they are supposed to be our president. He's supposed
yes.
to be our president and first lady. You know what I mean? No disrespect to Joe Biden, but you know what I mean.
It was very emotional. I know. I was crying. I'm a big
really
baby
was.
though.
It really was. It really was. And it just showed, and that what was that thing Michelle did with Kamala, the pointing the finger, and she caught it. It was like the fist bump to me when Barack and Michelle did it. I don't know. I was so emotional. So are you excited? Are you excited for the changes? Are you excited about what he's doing so far?
I am excited about the changes. You know, I work in oil and gas, so I'm a little bit nervous of everything's going on. You know, he stopped the big pipeline project they had going on, but it was going through Indian land. So that was the big gripe about it. But it was a major project. So a lot of jobs got lost because that has been cut.
So tell me, so when changes like that happen, or changes in general that does affect people in that way, do you have some type of regret sometimes about who we have in administration?
You do.
I do. No administration. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is perfect with administration. So
I do, only because I work in oil and gas, right? Mm-hmm. So and Texas is oil and gas capital, right? Because that's we're the big boomers out here. So it's scary. But with my company, I'm not gonna tell you what that company is, but we're doing a new thing where our CEO is rolling out carbon ventures. I'm saying it wrong. Make sure you get your information right, Nika. I'll tell you what it's called. Let me look it up.
This is your company?
Yes, the company that I work for and my CEO. So let me tell you exactly what it's called, because I don't want to be wrong. But anyway, she's doing something different with the carbon dioxide in the air and using it to control, if I'm thinking right, to control oil rigs and things like that, instead of using something they doing, girl. Let me get the right stuff. I gotta get my lingo right.
I don't understand none of that.
Yeah,
but I was listening
anyway,
to
carbon ventures. That's right.
Okay. So with him, so is that a good thing?
It is, because you're using low carbon ventures. I don't know all stuff. It's a good thing. Put it that way. We're getting kudos from everybody because it's not effing up the environment as much. Low carbon ventures. Thank you, Sabrina. Sabrina's watching. Look at my girl. She texted me and told me what. Come on, Sabrina. Breathe. Yes, ma'am. So yeah, I don't know a whole lot about low carbon ventures. All I know is it's a good thing. I can tell you that much.
So I was listening to my son and some of his friends. They were text battling about the new administration and all the changes that are going through. And one of the friends said, I think he's like 21, 22, maybe he's a college. He's just out of college or still in or tail end of college or something. And he said Biden was the only way to get Trump out of the office. Who cares what he does? How you feel about that?
I definitely care what he does. I agree with him on that, some parts of it. Trump needs to be out of office. Trump was reckless. He was causing a lot of division in this world. Biden is not perfect. He had, a lot of things that he needs to come correct with as well, but no one's as toxic as Trump. I mean, look at all the crap he did just because he lost. I mean, the man was out of hand. You know what I mean?
Where is he? I'm thinking, where is he?
I don't know where he is.
He disappeared.
It's like a damn movie. I'm serious. Also, he gonna come out the air.
I really feel like we're living in a movie. I feel like we're living in a movie.
For real.
But yeah, I just thought it was very interesting how, okay, they're grown, but the kids think about how the whole thing works. As long as he's gone, who cares what whoever does in the office? And so that's scary to me.
That's scary. I definitely care what goes on.
Right.
Because we care. Yeah.
Right. And I don't even know how to even begin. Now, he's not my child, but I don't even know how do you even begin to educate your children on what to care about, not necessarily what you care about, but what's important to them. So you just don't just arbitrarily just go in and vote and putting people in the office just because you're a Democrat. You know what I mean?
Right. So I don't know where the hell Byron is, but this is his area.
I know.
This is Byron's area, but we got to teach our kids kind of like I can't say that our parents really taught me about politics.
Right.
But to me, politics is just understanding what's going on in the world. What do you want? What kind of change do you want? What do you want to see happen?
What's important to you?
What's important to you? You go and study those different candidates. Hell, I was Republican a whole lot of times. You know what I mean? But I went on there and voted Democrat because that's what you told to do.
Right.
But now would I do that? That I'm up in age and I know better? No, I wouldn't.
You will vote your interest.
Yes, ma'am. And what I think is good. It's a lot of things that Biden rolling out that just nervous.
He's doing a lot, and I don't like to talk about it because I don't understand it. I don't necessarily follow it. But one headline that I did see was that Joe Biden signed the executive order that reverses, and this is a heavy topic, that reverses a Trump-era military transgender ban in a widely expected move to overturn the ban on troops. Is that troops? And military recruits from transitioning to another sex. Basically, he's changing where they can actually, the military will pay for them to have their sex change in the military.
I didn't know they actually paid for that.
They didn't. It was stopped.
But now it was
stopped. Now, if anybody out there know more information about this than we do, please feel free to speak on this, because I have an opinion, but I don't know the history behind everything. I do know it was a big thing where I guess because I don't want to speak out of turn when it comes to the LGBTQ community and transgender, the transgender portion, where it falls under a medical procedure to get that sex change done because they feel they're not who they are.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know a whole lot about it, so I don't want to be speaking on, but somebody knows something about it, let me know. Where you at, Mika?
I'm right here. I had to text somebody back. But okay, just hearing about what you're saying about this whole thing, it's just certain things I don't think your insurance should cover. I mean, it's hard enough to get insurance to cover your shit that you already got going, your pre-existing conditions. But you want to go and cover somebody to get a vagina or a penis? That's cosmetic to me. I don't.
Okay, that's what Keisha just said. Keisha said, I thought it was to allow them to serve in the military and not pay for their procedure. Exactly. They don't have to pay for their procedure. It is covered under their military medical insurance. And I agree with you.
Absolutely crazy.
My insurance don't. I want a tummy tuck and some lipo. My insurance don't pay for that. And I'm not saying that it's the same thing that what they're going through, but it is it's cosmetic. But I guess for the transgender community, it's more than that for them. They were born in the wrong body. So
I don't have an understanding about that. I can't tell you what somebody else is going through or what they're feeling. I'm okay in my body. Well, I would like a new body. I mean, shit. But a woman's body.
Your insurance to pay for it, though.
We'll talk about that in a minute. I've actually did some research today where I could get all this stomach taken off.
And your insurance pay for it, girl?
Yeah, I ain't embarrassed to say it because I'm a big girl, and if you any kind of touching skin can be covered under your insurance because it causes different, rashes, or if you don't clean well and stuff like that. If skin touch skin, your skin ain't touching your skin. Basically, belly overlap, this fat belly overlapping. People who had C-sections, and once you have a C-section, that muscle right there ain't I don't care what kind of exercise you do, that right there, that muscle is broken. So you can't get that shit back.
So you're gonna start not bathing in between skin, touching skin to create a rash?
Girl, that is stank. That is funky cold Medina, and I ain't got that big yet. Well, it's touching each other, but it ain't where I'm funky and I got a rash.
But I do know that if you have a hernia and they go in and fix a hernia, you get a tummy tuck. That's a part of the process, So I know in some instances, insurance will pay for certain things. Like if you get a hysterectomy, ladies, make sure you try to get it through your vagina, because if you get it through your vagina, guess what? They'll tighten that thing right on up. You get vagina rejuvenation.
Yeah.
So there are ways. I don't necessarily think. I know I'm gonna get beat up, and believe me, I love my community. I do. I just feel like that's something that should be paid outside of your job.
I think so as well, Tiffany. I totally agree with you.
Anybody think any different? Hit me up. Let me know. We can have a conversation. I'm open to it. I have a right to change my mind. I change it daily. So if you can convince me otherwise, I'm open to listening to it. Okay. So Larry King is dead.
I don't think they gave Larry King a lot of attention.
They didn't. Was he liked? But did anybody like him? I thought he was liked.
I mean, I liked him. I didn't have a problem with him. He was he's a controversial talk show, little talk show guy. But he's been around for years and decades, and for people not to really talk about Larry King, maybe I was in my feelings a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't post about him, but I did, send out a prayer for his family in my head.
I did too, but a topic came up saying that Larry King is dead. Do you still think it's okay to talk trash about someone after they die? Like, say, for instance, I'm just going to throw this person out there since he's the most controversial person out there now, Donald Trump. If he died tomorrow, will people still be saying hateful, horrible things about him now that he's dead? If you had a family member that you couldn't stand, that you beefing with, and they all of a sudden die unexpectedly, how would you continue to say, not necessarily glad that they're dead, but still talking about their bad behavior?
God rest his soul, but he was an asshole. Look, we talk about Hitler, he dead. Hitler was a son of a bitch. He did some horrible things to people. I ain't got shit good to say about it. So yeah, we can still talk about your ass when you're dead. And some people might use it in a comical way, but I think it's okay to talk about people once they're dead.
Family members? Now let's make it more personal. What about
I ain't gonna say that. I'll get in trouble. I don't think it's okay, but I have a I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna get in trouble. See what I'm saying? I get censored, and it pisses me off. I can't say what I want to say. I'm gonna say it. I'm saying it. My mama the other day.
Speak your truth, girl.
My mama talked about my daddy the other day, because we were talking about just reminiscing about who should be here, and then I don't remember verbatim what she said or what our subject was. She was like, "Forget your old funky black ass daddy." I was like, "Oh no, ma'am. You're not going to talk about Larry Joe Brown today. It's not happening." So, but yeah, I think it's okay to talk about people when they dead.
Yeah, and I think it depends in the context also. But honestly, if you did not have a great relationship with somebody, first of all, if you're alive and I don't like you, I'm not really going to talk about you anyway. You're not that important to me. I have this thing now where if I don't really care for you too tough, I ain't got nothing to say about you. I don't talk about you. So I'm not going to, if I don't talk about you in life, I ain't going to talk about you in death. But I do think when people die, we do reminisce. Remember the good times, remember the bad times. And we just, and it's not coming from even from me anyway, a malicious space. So if it was malicious for me, I probably wouldn't say anything, because I don't wish anybody dead, to be honest with you. I don't care if I don't
wish them dead, but once they're already dead and I didn't have anything to do with it, I think it's okay. And somebody also said, be mindful of the legacy you leave. It was a Facebook user. I don't know who that was, but they said, I think that's Sabrina, to be honest. That's Sabrina. Be mindful of, that's why you got to do good on it. Well, you got to do good, but the shit that you do, people gonna remember you for it.
Yeah, that's very true.
Good or bad. So
that's very true. So say for instance, if you were at odds with a family member or a very good friend and y'all are no longer friends and it was toxic, you couldn't stand each other and they died, would you go to their funeral?
Now, I have a cousin that slept with my cousin's boyfriend, and she had a baby with my cousin. This is first cousins. Like, we was all sisters. Like, it wasn't no distant cousin. It's first cousin stuff. Like, we all hung together. But she ended up being with my other cousin's man. Right. And it was we didn't know about it. So that bitch, I'm sorry. When I go to her funeral, 9 times out of 10, not. Hell, if she died, we probably wouldn't even know about it, because her ass ain't contacting none of the family, because she knows she wrong about the shit that she done and had a baby with this other man, and with this man, and knowing, so no, I probably would not go to her funeral, and after she's dead, I would still talk about her scandalous stank ass. Sorry, not sorry. I ain't sorry. Family. Hey,
honestly, I think it's okay. I think you feel how you feel, and nobody can tell you how to deal with somebody who is no longer here. And just because the relationship ended because they died, doesn't mean nothing has changed for you. You know what I'm saying? And people think you're supposed to forgive and have closure. No, you forgive and you have closure. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of forgiveness and closure, I want to talk about Wendy Williams and her brother. So a couple weeks ago, he came out on his I didn't even know Tommy Williams had a YouTube page. I didn't know he was.
Girl, I don't even know. I know she had a brother. I don't know nothing about Wendy Williams' family until her mom died.
Well, she has a brother and a sister. Okay. And so he came out on his page and he was just throwing little nuggets out there about how she didn't attend the funeral and how, to me, how she just came through town. She came through the viewing, and then on the day of the funeral, she was out with her ex-husband having dinner with her son and didn't show up. And he don't understand how she couldn't be supportive of their father. And so I got several questions around this story. So, and one of them is, should we be telling people how to grieve, how to have closure with their family members? Should we be talking about it publicly you know, especially with her being a celebrity. I know she was hot because, you know, she telling some business. And you know what's weird about this too? If you notice, Wendy Williams, she said she'll get on her show and say, Mika, blah, 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 blah. And then Mika will go on the tabloids and cuss out and call her a crackhead and everything else. But she'll never address Mika. She addressed her brother. And she's still going toe to toe with him with this information. So what do you think about it? What do you think about him spilling the family business and how he was fighting a family member at the funeral and the casket almost fell over and the mom almost fell out the casket?
So that's, to me, I think Wendy was at the funeral. Or did she say she didn't go to the funeral? Did she admit that?
I have not heard her. She said it in a way that she had to stop Kevin. She had to tell Kevin to break up the fight between her brother and another family member. So she placed herself at the funeral. But that could have been at the viewing. So I don't know.
I don't know. Something that would happen at a viewing. You know, we acting at viewings.
Yeah.
So, but her brother was wrong and she was wrong as well. I think if she would have addressed it and just left it alone, it'd have been fine. If she wouldn't have addressed it and left it alone, let him say whatever he was saying, it'd have been fine. But he hit a nerve because she put all his little tea out there, you know, subliminally, you know, hollering about dresses and dressing up as a woman and stuff.
Would you be upset if your sister didn't attend one of your parents' funeral?
Well, I would, because I would wonder why, what's going on. And no, again, I would be upset. Like, what are you doing? But then again, my parents, yes, another family member, like an aunt or a cousin or something, I wouldn't be upset, because Cherry real ignorant that way. She don't like funerals, and she'll tell, like, she didn't want to go to my Amy funeral, my mama's favorite aunt. She was like, I'm not going. And she's like, yeah, the hell you are going. You know, Cherry don't like funerals, and she don't believe in people eating a whole bunch of food after she dead. She don't understand all that kind of stuff. She doesn't, you know, like it. But I mean, parents, it's a problem. But, you know, extended family members, yeah, it is what it is. Depending on how close you were to that person, I guess. I don't know. I can't tell nobody what to do.
I'm on the fence about it. I'm on the fence, one, because I'm gonna be upset because that's our parent, and everything this parent meant to us, especially if I knew we were all in a good space. Right. But then, by the same token, you can't tell people how to grieve. Maybe her closure was at that viewing. Maybe that's all she had in her to give. You know what I mean? And I don't think anybody should tell somebody what they should do when somebody dies, because you just don't know. Because I have family members who cannot stomach funerals, and like your sister, they don't like going to the repasses. They don't like doing. They don't consider the celebration. For me, I've never watched a family member go into the ground. Once I'm at the gravesite, everybody say what they got to say. I'm creeping. I'm walking backwards. I'm creeping out. I ain't sitting around watching nobody going into that ground. That's just me. I can't handle stuff like that. And a lot of times I can't handle the viewings. You know, it just depends on the person. You know, and I do remember when my granddaddy Jesse died. I was just talking about this with my mother. I was 9 months pregnant with my son, my youngest son, and I flew into town. Girl, how about I was all up in the casket with my big fat pregnancy?
So you acting a fool.
But you know, Mika, I loved him so much. You know what I'm saying? And he was such a big part of my childhood. And I missed years with him because I had got with my youngest son's father, and my life and emotions and everything I had gone through kept me from him. You know, and I felt such tremendous guilt because I wasn't keeping in touch with him. And he died unexpectedly. It's not like he was, you know, going through some long progressive. It was unexpected, you know, but I just couldn't handle it, and so from that day forward, I don't give a darn if I have a relationship like with my father. And I've been open about this on my Just Tiffany podcast. I call him Vern. I don't call him Dad. You know, I call him every month, maybe twice a month, to talk to him, not for him, but for me. For you. Because I don't want to have any regrets. I don't want to have these emotions of shoulda, coulda, woulda. all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I do things now just so, God forbid, something happens. I just want to focus on mourning. You know what I'm saying? And not have all these feelings of guilt and regret. And, you know, I'm a weirdo, child. You know, I'm weird.
That's not weird. That's because, you know, y'all weren't always in a good place. You know, I can't say that I have that with anybody. You know, because, you know, sometimes life gets in the way of a lot of stuff that you can't, you know, like you said, you was with your child's father and you got a lot of shit going on in your life. So, and sometimes you don't want to take that to that other person.
And we always think they're going to be there. And that's why I tell my kids all the time, nothing is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Call your grandmother, call your granddad, call your sister, call your brother. Nothing is guaranteed. We're not gonna be here forever, you know. And that's one of the things
I know what you mean. Like when my dad's sister died not too long ago of COVID. You know, we were very close to my Aunt Bev. Me and my sisters were. She lived with us for a little while. Like she was that cool lady.
Right.
Know? And then she got oh, I like how you see how it's coming up right there? That's neat.
What?
The comment. Do you see it?
Michael.
That's up by your somebody commented and said Michael Jackson is a good example. I'm not sure if he's a good example of.
Look at this thing so fancy. How that happened?
I know, this is neat.
Oh, but anyway, you know, we're broadcasting on YouTube.
Oh, are we? Tiffany, you better go, girl. I love it. I'm on YouTube. Okay. But no, when my aunt died, we were very close to her, but she was sick. And while she was sick, she lives in Madisonville, which is like 2 hours from where we are. She always, my dad was no longer here, so she would always say, if y'all daddy knew how y'all would treat me, he would roll over in his grave. Like, I ain't seen y'all. I haven't seen you, Cherish, Cherie. You know, she talked to my mom probably every week. But us, you know, and I always use the excuse of life gets in the way, right? But I know when she passed away that my sisters, they took it harder than I did because I saw her probably a month prior. Because I was in Bryan College Station. I'm like, you know what? I'm like 35 minutes away from my aunt. I need to go visit her. I haven't seen her in like 3 years.
Right.
And, you know, I went and got that, you know, saw her, got that closure, and it was all good, you know. But my sister did take a little bit harder because, again, you always think they're going to be here. You're always saying, oh, I'll go next week. Or I'll do it next week. Or I'll reach out this week. And life is short. We all know that now. You know, if somebody's on your mind, reach out right there, right now. Even if it's just a text, hey, something just to make you don't have that guilty conscience.
I know I don't do New Year's resolutions. I feel like it's a trick. But one thing I have been committed to doing in 2021 is calling people more. So if you get a random phone call, there's no. And it's so funny because Gypsy did that. Gypsy called me out the blue one day last year. She's like, bitch. We always texting, but we don't know because I'm a big text, I'm a big email, big messenger. I don't what are we talking about on the phone? It's all dead space and like
it's awkward, right?
It is very awkward. I don't even know how we got to this place, but talking on the phone is so awkward. The only person I talk to very well is my mother, my sister, and a few other little family members. But for the most part, I'm a texter. But I did say so lately. I have made a lot of phone calls, and sorry, Mick, I haven't got to you yet, but I have been making some calls. I have been making some calls in 2021 because I just want to be better about that. Just getting back to doing things the old way, you know, just hearing people's voices. We ain't even got to talk long or nothing. I'm good with this, but we can sit there and breathe if you want to. I mean, it is what it is.
Christelle called me out the blue yesterday. So we said talk about 15, 20 minutes. And I was like, all right, bye. But it's good.
Yeah, she does like that. Now she's a caller. Yeah. She will call you. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I thought about you. Okay, so I thought, but hey, don't FaceTime me and don't be messaging me in Messenger. Don't be rude. Don't be rude. Don't do that. That's like showing up at my house unannounced. Don't do that. Okay. So I thought about you when I saw this topic, and it was saying, I think I saw it on scarymommy.com. It says, my teen is having sex and I'm totally okay with it. So she, if I remember the article correctly, she was talking about how her son had got into this relationship with this young lady, and she liked the young lady, and she just liked the fact how her son was navigating his relationship at such a young age with this young lady, and she knows with the way the relationship was progressing that they were going to have sex if they had not had sex already, and she would be okay with them having sex in her house long as they were responsible. And so you have daughters, so how do you feel about, yeah, me is 24, so
me is 25.
25.
And I don't condone her having sex. Not that I can stop it, but you know.
But she's not a teen. What about Shelby? Shelby's a teenager.
So that's a whole nother thing. So with Shelby, you know, Shelby is her mother. Okay. I don't think Shelby gonna bust a grape with nothing. Shelby's very friendly. I think Shelby's probably flirty. But as far as condoning her as a teenager of having sex with someone, hell nah. Like, really? Well, I think that's very bad parenting.
Suppose how old is she now? 13, 14? So she's 15. She's 15. She's in a relationship with a young guy. They've been dating for 3 years.
She's not allowed to date at 15. We're not going to have no boyfriends at 15 years old. That's not happening.
Dating, Mika?
I mean, she can go. I mean, to me, I think maybe a senior in high school, maybe you can start getting serious with someone. Girl, I'm on the belief of live your life. You don't need to be tied down with nobody. And I tell them girls all the time, I don't know what the hell I heard it from, but I said, line up a whole bunch of bottles of water. All of them open except for one. Half of them drank out of. Half of them. At the end of the day, your husband going to want that bottle that ain't been drank out of. So you go around spreading your shit everywhere and people know you have been this promiscuous. That shit is not cute. You can go and have fun without having to be intimate with someone sexually. You know what I mean?
But you do know these kids that date for like from 13 up into high.
I don't believe in that. That's not happening over here. I mean, you can have, oh, that's my boyfriend. My mama dropped us off at the movies and was sitting in the back of the movie with us. Okay. But and especially these days, these kids do so much. I'm at the point where I don't even want to drop Shelby at no movies with a group of people because their asses is bad. These kids is bad. And I always preach to my girls, and I'm a different type of mama. I always be a leader, not a follower, but you better be a damn good leader. Don't be doing no ignorant shit expecting somebody else to do it. And don't you follow no ignorant shit that somebody else is doing. Always be an example. And remember, everything you do is a choice. And that choice can fuck up your life. It can screw up everything. I used to tell Mia, coming home in the damn car, smelling like a whole bunch of weed, your ass can be riding down the street and get pulled over. That cop smell that marijuana, find whatever it is, your life fucked up. You're going to jail. You're 22 years old. What you gonna do?
You're gonna bond her out, and you're gonna take her lawyer. You're gonna put your house up, and you're gonna help your daughter.
Use a lie. Not this one. I'm not gonna condone your silly shit.
Right.
I did a whole lot of silly shit back in my day.
Yeah, I know.
And like I tell, God kept me from a lot. But at the end of the day, things that you do are a choice. You can't blame the devil for nothing. That's your choice. You decided to go and skinny dip in that apartment, and the security come out and saw y'all. Why is Shelby in my room today?
Shelby, get out, Shelby.
And close my door. Out and close my door. I am on a podcast, sweetheart. I'll talk about you in a minute. Sorry. See, I have no privacy.
So let me ask you, do you share some of the things that you did, your reckless stuff that you did with your children?
Some things, not a lot. If my family brings it up, yes. Because, I always tell my mama, I'm not rearing my children the way that you reared me. I was the youngest and I got away with a whole lot of shit.
Your mama don't get defensive when you say that?
She does. She just cuss and do whatever. Oh, you did it. You did it back 30-fold. No, I'm raising my girls different. And no, she don't. I think she gets mad. She never told me that she was offended. I mean, it's a lot of things that my mom didn't do. It's a lot of things I haven't done as a parent for my girls, to teach them, you know, the ways of life and how to get through certain shit. You know, my mama was a businesswoman. She worked in corporate America. You know, I knew her work schedule. Shit, my dad was a truck driver. He was on the road. So, you know, I served people all the time. I was 13 years old, waking up in the summertime, 8 o'clock in the morning, they gone to work. I throw on my little bikini and I go to the pool, walking down the street like
with that stank walk.
That stank walk. I had a big butt, big titties, men pulling. I was so naive. Ain't no way in hell Shelby's gonna do that now. You know, she
can walk around. I remember she was walking to the bus stop. I think he was following her on video or watching her through the camera. And she was just going to the bus stop.
I'm just real strict on my girls. I need to loosen up a little bit, but I mean, I'm responsible for them right now. Not Mia so much, but Shelby definitely. Mia's grown. And I know that she's grown, but still, you still
have her on a pretty short rope too, and she's grown.
But she's starting to buck that rope. She's, you know, she's getting bold here lately. I think I need to beat her one good time.
Fist fight.
Yeah, she needs to get beat one good time.
What you gonna push her down? You gonna push
her real down, real hard, real hard. On concrete.
Oh boy. Let's see. What does this one say? Okay, it says Cynthia Bailey says her mom put her on birth control as soon as she started her menstrual cycle.
Oh, why?
They was I don't remember reading the entire article, but I think they were, I hate to say country, but just like she just wanted to make sure her daughter didn't bring home no babies. I know a lot of parents that do that. Once their child got a menstrual cycle, they put you on under the terms of regulating your cycle, but it's to protect. They don't want you to bring no babies home, because a lot of parents feel like once you have your cycle, you finna start doing, so you can smell it yourself. You're gonna start doing some stuff.
I think it has a lot to do with parenting too, Tiffany. You know, well, no, I say that because I had a good coworker, God rest his soul, Don Brooks. Boy, he just knew his girls. He had bought them. They had little ceremonies, purity ceremonies. Like they're not giving away themselves until they're married. Oh yeah, and I used to mess with him all the time. Like, your daughter is beautiful. You actually think she up there at Texas A&M with the basketball players not dropping it low and twerking? He used to get so mad at me.
I mean, you see those things I post in the group they call HBCU confessions. Those are people's children. These are people who paying for their kids to go to college. They doing nasty stuff.
Oh
They're
yeah,
doing nasty stuff in college and talking anonymously.
Yes.
It's disgusting.
So Mia was at SFA for 2 years. Now Mia never said she was doing nasty stuff, but she will admit that she partied. The whole, you know, the 2 years that she was there, she said she had her fun. So she took out of her system now. I mean, it was expensive.
Have you asked her what that fun was?
I don't want to know, Tiffany. Let her have that. We ain't there yet.
Suppose she did tell you, would it change the way you look at her if she did something just so outrageous?
No. We be telling my mom a whole lot of stuff we did, but not down deep. I don't know. No.
I don't think so either. I thought about that the other day. I said, I don't think they could. I mean, they could definitely do some things that'll disappoint me, thinking like, wow, that's very disappointing. But I don't think it'll change the way I think about them, because it was an experience. So the fact that you're talking about it, hopefully it's over.
It's over.
You ain't doing that.
Yeah, but back to the original question, I don't condone putting children on birth control. First of all, there's all kinds of chemicals in that shit. If it's not needed as of yet, and you need to be teaching your kids more than just take pop on a pill. You need to be teaching them to use a condom. You know, because it's so bad. Some things worse than getting pregnant out there. You got herpes, you got AIDS, you got a bunch of shit penicillin can't cure. So,
yeah, Larry and I are polar opposites. We have 5 kids up in here, and him and his ex were raising their children a little bit more conservative. I was more worldly. I'm like condoms. Because in my mind, I just know kids have sex. It is what it is. I was a kid. I knew my friends. I knew when I started having sex. So I was very open. And he didn't like that. He preaches abstinence, which I don't think that you shouldn't. You definitely, that should be a part of the conversation. But also the conversation should include how to protect yourself and not get pregnant and not get diseases. And just because you have anal sex don't mean you're not a virgin. I mean, you have to talk to your children and from the to the end, and not just he's straight abstinence. He said if you teach them about condoms and you're putting stuff in their head. I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either. I'm gonna teach you abstinence, but I'm gonna also teach you might get in a situation. And this is what you need to do in that situation. You know what I mean? So, they're humans. They're just like us. They're human. They got to grow up too. They're going to experience shit. And that's one thing I had to learn, that they don't go out there and do their own shit and make their own mistakes. I can only teach them so much and preach to them so much. But just like me, I had to go and learn for myself.
Right.
They're going to have to learn for themselves. So we'll see how it goes.
So let's talk about Miss Joelle Joni Siwa. JoJo Siwa. I would give a damn about what they say.
I'm bad for Joe. What is it, Joey?
JoJo Siwa. My granddaughter loves JoJo Siwa. Tiana actually bought paid $600 for us, tickets for us to take her to this freaking concert. I think Taylor was like,
oh my God.
And Taylor was out there with her princess, her frozen princess dress on, going to see JoJo Siwa out there dancing and just. So JoJo's 18, okay? Because I was always wondering, when is she going to come out these bows and out these colorful outfits? Because I think it's creepy now, but that's just me. So she recently came out on TikTok. I think she was dancing or came out to a song or something, and then one of her family members gave her a shirt saying, "I have the coolest gay cousin ever," or whatever. So she essentially has come out. I don't even know what the conversation is about this. I mean, honestly, I could care less. But the thing that I always wondered is why. What difference does it make? Do you think we need to know this since she's such a big influence on our kids?
I think she wanted us to know because she's sick of wearing the goddamn bows. She probably want to cut her hair and wear a cute little pixie cut. I don't blame JoJo. She 18, like you said, she's 18 now. She done entertaining, y'all cheering. She grown, so
she is worth $14 million.
Wow, that's why JoJo said, "I'm done. I'm gonna find me a nice woman and go about my business." So that's just room for y'all to raise y'all children to be the next JoJo Siwa. Y'all need to put them bows in their hair and let Shalonda go out there and do her damn thing on Disney. I'm not mad at JoJo. JoJo did what she's supposed to do. She got an income. You got gay cousins, gay uncles, gay mamas. I got a cousin with 7 kids and gay.
And see, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure she's always known that she's been gay for a long time, but she never pushed an agenda. She never pushed that on our kids. She was just who she was, that JoJo Siwa personality, doing pop-up shops and selling her bows and shit's high as hell. Them damn bows, it cost $10.99. Girl.
I just hope nothing happened to JoJo. Like, I hope she wasn't molested or something, and that caused her. I don't know, because to me, I think a lot of people that have, and this is just my opinion, I think a lot of people that have been molested, like especially girls been molested by uncles and family members or whomever, they're more promiscuous to me. And then you got the men. I believe that.
Okay, I will say that a person who's molested, it does change the trajectory. Their childhood is taken, is stolen.
Exactly.
And they will make different decisions if it had not happened, I think. So what's your point about
I'm hoping that she wasn't molested and something didn't happen to her horrible where she was holding all that in.
Oh, all her gayness?
Yes.
Oh.
And I hope it wasn't.
I think if she held it in, she was holding it in because of her branding. Because I guarantee you, if she'd have came out a lot younger, a lot of parents would have pulled back. Our society,
Well,
a lot of us are very open and loving and open arms to the LGBT, but there's a lot of people who still aren't. And a lot of people,
I read
they don't want their
comments.
kids
So on her little Instagram, when she had her I have the best gay cousin ever shirt on, you know, this lady went, "You effing something," she called her. She's like, "Ow, I can't believe I let my granddaughter watch you, never again." Just said the most hateful. She was saying all kinds of hateful shit. And JoJo's reply was, "Okay." She just said, "Okay." You know, I'll go back, and I agree with what you're saying, that she probably was holding a lot of it in because of her branding. She was. I can agree with that.
Yeah, but I don't agree with that parent, because just because she's gay doesn't change who she is. It doesn't change who she meant to your daughter. You know what I'm saying? She never did anything to your daughter to influence, or she was. I mean, if you listen to her music, it's very positive. It's a very positive. You listen to her lyrics, it's very positive. It's very uplifting. You know, she's always encouraging, you know, positivity, kids getting along, no bullying. So I don't understand, just because she's gay, what the hell that has to do with anything, to be honest with you. I honestly, truly never understood why even say anything. Why? I don't go around hollering I'm a heterosexual. You know what I'm saying? I never understood that. So I would love to talk to someone in the LGBT community just to give me an understanding why they feel it's my business to know that. Because
maybe they're getting ready to flaunt it around, Tiffany. Maybe they're getting ready to have that girlfriend or that boyfriend now. You see what I'm saying? Okay, and maybe so instead of them saying, putting it in the news, "Oh, gay JoJo seen kissing a woman at a restaurant," she put it out there.
And I kind of felt like she was trying to get ahead of something too. I did kind of feel that way. I did. Yeah. I really did.
You know what I mean? I mean, look at Raven-Symoné. You know, grew up on college.
Did she come out on her own, or was she forced to come out?
No, she came out on her own, actually. And it surprised a whole lot of people. But again, she was at the point where she had already built her brand. She had already made bukus of money, still making money. So I don't know. I think and a lot of people find it that they're pushing this gay agenda on a lot of people. That's all you see in TV shows and you know, and movies.
How do you feel about that?
Sometimes it irks my nerve. I ain't gonna even lie. But then I'm like, maybe they're just doing what society is today. They have to, you know.
Listen, I have a problem a lot of times with adults being overly affectionate when they don't have to. You know, it depends on the movie. Okay, if it's a movie meant for that, then it's meant for that. But like in certain shows, like sometimes I think it can be overboard with just heterosexual people. And then I have a problem with them promoting teenage sex in these shows. I forgot what show it was I was watching. It's about the two lesbian ladies. One was black and one was white, and they were adopting. Oh my God, that show. Oh, it was such a good show. I cannot remember it right now. But they were gay and they were adopting kids or whatever. And one was black, one was white. And then one of the little boys ended up being gay. But the teenage kids were having sex. And you knew they were having sex. Like, why is that okay? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, okay, fine, if you want to have a show where you have opportunities for LGBT community, that's fine. But to have open display of affection with kids, like it's okay to have sex, and they're showing how boys use young girls and they have sex with them, then dump them. I don't know. Maybe it's a lesson. I don't know. I just don't like it.
I mean, it's a lot of shit I don't like, Tiffany. I don't like 13 Reasons Why. I was pissed off.
Girl, I love that show. Why don't you like that? 13 Reasons Why not? Why not?
I don't think my then 11, 12-year-old should be watching it, and I had no idea she watched it. To me, that promotes shit. That promotes depression. That promotes suicide and things like that. You basically I don't know what the show's about. I know it's about suicide. And this girl.
Well, it's about it. It goes to the life of a young girl who went through so much in school, how she was dealt with, how nobody listened to her. Her parents weren't paying attention to her. Nobody was paying attention. And one day she just ended her life. And so and then she left recordings of different experiences that she had with different people to let them know.
Okay. I don't think that's
well, maybe not for an 11-year-old, but suicide is real. Suicide is real. Now, that's probably not appropriate for an 11-year-old, but I definitely, the message was clear. I mean, I definitely received it. I mean, you know, I was 16. I attempted suicide. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell nobody. I didn't leave no recordings. I didn't go. And I had a little record cassette. Now that I think about it, I probably should have told everybody whatever they did to me and just make their ass feel bad, just in case I could, you know, unless I got it, you know. But the thing about it is, I think it needs to be talked about. And sometimes people need to see how you affect people's lives. You don't know what people are going through.
Tiffany, I agree. Talk about it. But to put it in a series to show you how to do it and what to do, that's a problem for me. I don't even want to watch the shit.
Have you watched it?
No, and I'm not.
I want you to watch it. I want you to watch it and let's do
shit. I'm not watching that.
Shelby watched. Did Shelby watch all 3 seasons?
I have no idea. I think I stopped her off of season 1 because I'm like, don't you watch that? You're not allowed to watch that. And that's one thing about Shelby. She listens to stuff. And Shelby's a God-fearing
so many young kids, Mika, that are thinking about suicide, and we think, you know, because I told my kids one day, I was like, you know, what is wrong with you? Have the best life. You have nothing to worry about. And it was Malik and Charity and Tiana and Christian. They all said, you have no idea what it's like in high school, how stressful it is, how the peer pressure. You have no idea what we go through. It's not even just trying to keep up with our schoolwork. It's the social aspect of it too that's very stressful. So I think it's important for kids to have
in high school, Tiffany. Were you not in high school?
Yeah, I was stressed out, but I guess it's different for them now, Mika. I don't know. I can tell you right now, I wasn't pressured to do drugs. Now, I was pressured to drink wine cooler because I think somebody wanted to fill on my booty, but I wasn't pressured with drugs. I was pressured to skip school, but that was I wanted to because it was a cool thing to do. Mm-hmm. You know, and then I hang around people who did, you know, risque stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe it's different. I don't know, but a lot of kids, I do know that's why these counselors are in the school the way they are, because a lot of them don't want to live. You know what I'm saying? And
that is absolutely. And I've had friends that have committed suicide. I had a friend in high school. No, in high school, our 9th grade year, that committed suicide. But I also, I don't know. I can't say it's your upbringing. I can't say it's parenting. I can't, because I mean, I don't know. I think it's all about that person. And
you seen the story? You seen that story pop up on that news thing where it said, I think like 4 13, 14-year-old girls stabbed and beat up a 15-year-old girl and what killed her?
Yes, in Walmart. Was it the Walmart incident?
Yes. What the fuck? I mean, like, what the hell?
Tiffany, and this scares me. This is why Shelby wants to do group dates. I'm like, you ain't going with, I don't know. You're not going to the movies. Or because they do shit like this, ignorant. And I'm just like, what in the hell made you think it was okay to stab somebody in the chest in a Walmart? Then you run and holler about that bitch leaking.
Tiana started sneaking out on me because I watched a Lifetime show. And on the Lifetime show, the girl came to town. She was new. Of course, when you're new coming to town, everybody the boys want to like you. Mm-hmm. So these group of girls, you know, befriended her, you know, hanging out with her, showing her the town, going shopping with her. Then one night they invited her ass out. Okay. They took her it was, you know, Lifetime stories are based on true stories. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. They took her, this is a true story. They took her to the woods. Is that my phone? What's this? They took her to the woods, and who is that calling us? Girl. They took her to the woods.
Maybe it's Jayden's son on the phone.
Diana, get Jayden. They took her to the woods and they beat and stabbed that girl to death because they said that she was trying to take her boyfriend. She thought she was pretty and trying to take her boyfriend. Let me tell you something. I was so traumatized. I would not let Tiana do nothing. So
I don't blame you.
I agree with you because these kids these days, they don't have. Everybody's house is different. Just like Dana just said, kids don't have parents to talk to. Kids don't have parents at home these days. You know what I'm saying? They left to their own devices. You know, kids are insecure, you know, and they want to be popular. They want the best guy. They want the best girl. You know, you got these boys killing these young girls if they want to break up with them. You know, so I think maybe it's not meant for TV, but I definitely think there needs to be outlets out there for kids to be able to express themselves without making them feel like something is wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody feel like they want to kill themselves, something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. What happened? What happened to the phone? Can y'all hear us? Oh, Lord, I lost Mika. Okay, y'all, we pausing right now. So I would just love for y'all to weigh on. I'm all off topic. This is not what we planned on talking about, but it's definitely interesting, you know. And if y'all want to weigh in, I would definitely appreciate it because I would love to hear y'all feedback on the things that we talked about. Who keeps calling me? Hopefully Mika comes back. I don't know what happened to Byron. Okay. Let me see. Oh, it's Christelle calling. Let me call Mika back and see what's going on. Okay, here she go. What happened?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, Christelle keep trying to call. What's going on?
That's what I just told her. We're in the middle. I need my admins to pay attention. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. is Just Tiffany.
Right.
Okay. So what were we talking about?
I said what in a teenager's head thinking that you got to stab your classmate or even hurt anyone over a beef or a dude or what happened to just fighting? You want to kill somebody with a weapon? I mean, and again, I'm like you, Shirley ain't going nowhere in no group or I'm going to be with them. I'm that parent that's picking up and dropping off. Or I'm that parent that's going to the other movie while y'all in that movie until a certain age because these kids are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they really, really are. So I was, one of my blogs, it says Ray J and Princess Love. You're familiar with them, right?
Yes.
They're divorcing, going their separate ways. They have some beautiful kids.
They are some gorgeous.
Two beautiful children, but she wants another child. And so she wants him to give
his sperm
to have another baby despite the divorce. And I get it. I kind of get it. I mean, she wants more children, but she doesn't want multiple baby daddies. So how you feel about that? How do you feel about?
So a couple of questions. So they're not divorced yet. And I know she said that they haven't been sexually active either.
Right.
So number one, he does that because we're going back into Evelyn. Remember when Carl gave Evelyn some sperm at the sperm bank and they ended up breaking up?
Yes. Okay.
Because he was like, I don't want no more babies. And he had more, but I don't want no more with you. So
right.
So does she have that right? So Brady get a whole nother relationship, got a whole nother family, but Princess still got all this sperm. Can she just automatically just bloop? And I'm pregnant with your husband's baby now. How does that work?
I would definitely feel some type of way if I was dating a guy and she went ahead and executed her right to fertilize that egg when in the midst of our happiness. I would feel some type of way.
It would be some problems.
Yeah, you definitely got to be a strong woman to be in that type of dynamic with somebody. I don't know. At first I thought about it. I was a little judgmental. I was like, but why? But then I get it, you know, because maybe she does, like I said, doesn't want her children to have different fathers. And she says he's a great father despite their relationship, that he is great dad.
But what are the statute limitations for that sperm? Like, we didn't have.
Well, what they do is they fertilize the egg and freeze it.
I get what they do, but what point does, you know, they're both young, ready to go get this. Even if he got a girlfriend that he was steady with, all of a sudden you get a phone call. I'm having a baby in 9 months because we having twins. Right.
I would think it would have to be some sort of contract. If you don't, because you know Candy Burris has a egg out there too or something, and she's very emotional about having to dispose of it because I don't think they want any more kids or something.
Because Evelyn cried about hers. Remember?
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I would too. I mean, it's like to you, that's your baby.
Yeah.
I definitely think if they go into those, if they decide to go ahead and he decide to give her the sperm and fertilize the egg for future, to have a baby in the future, I definitely think it should be a statute of limitations. You know, if you don't have that baby within 5 years, guess what? We're going to destroy the egg. You know,
yeah.
Or maybe if you get into a relationship with someone, because just imagine, suppose she meets somebody, you know what I'm saying, and he want kids, but she got kids already at the sperm bank or the fertility clinic.
Yeah, girl, that's that celebrity shit. What are regular people? Do regular people do that? Well, I can probably say they do because I know a lot of friends that went through in vitro and had to get their eggs, you know, pulled and all that kind of stuff. So I'm pretty sure they still have eggs sitting there that can be fertilized if need be. And that shit is expensive.
It is expensive, and you have to pay a monthly fee for them to, you know, I'm just thinking about it. I mean, medical technology has to be something awesome because how do you know that the egg ain't get frostbitten? I mean,
how do you know they ain't cloning your shit? You know, I'm about to say this, Tiffany. Okay. And I might get in trouble, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I love it, girl. I love it when you get in trouble. Go ahead.
So I have a Facebook friend who has a baby. I'm not going to say it. Never mind.
Girl, look, I got all comfortable and shit. I'm just like, what?
I'm not going to say it. That's not
if it's disclosing somebody private. If you feel like,
I'm not going to do. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
Okay, I respect that. So Sparkle Belly, this is my last one. I kind of want to talk about what Holly Berry said, but Sparkle Belly posted on her page today. If y'all don't know Sparkle Belly, Salad City, shout out to Salad City.
Support
Black business. Look up Salad City. She's all everywhere. She delivers. She don't deliver, but I guess Uber
Eats and
yeah, all them amazing salads. Go check her out. Anyway, so she posted in one of her groups, and she has a podcast too. She says, people, and this is a quote she got from somewhere. She asked us what we thought about it. She says, people have brainwashed y'all into thinking a sign of strength is not responding to disrespect. That's why people think y'all bugging when you finally do respond to someone being disrespectful. When people see that they can disrespect you, they will continue to do it. How do you feel? Because y'all know your ass quick to push somebody down and run. So
you better believe it. And I ain't finna let nobody disrespect me. I believe in addressing the shit right head on. You don't let shit sit and simmer. Especially when there's an issue and there's some disrespect going on. You nip that shit in the bud. Because I agree with Sparkle. You once you let them disrespect you, they're gonna think they can't keep disrespecting you. And then once you fly with their ass, people gonna think you the wrong one.
I definitely think it's a time and a place for everything. If it's just some random person, I don't have to prove nothing to some random fool, because honestly, if a person's going to be disrespectful, they still going to be disrespectful after you go off, and you don't waste all your time and energy in some fool. But if it's somebody who is consistent in my life and it's disrespect going on, absolutely, I'm going to address it. I think strength, people throw this word strong, this strong. I think strength is subjective and personal. You know what I'm saying? It is whatever it means to you. I don't have to prove anything to anybody. I definitely think that if I feel the need to check a situation, I will. But sometimes I just don't. It just depends. It just depends on who the person is and how much they mean to me.
You know, I'm kind of opposite, because if that person means something to me and I feel they're coming off disrespectful, I'm gonna.
When I say mean to me, I mean where I place them in my life. They may not be where I think they are, but in my brain is where I've placed them in my life. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
if it's a good friend of mine that I feel like is being disrespectful, I'm gonna go ahead and address. Either way, I'm addressing the situation, because I don't deal with disrespect, because I'm not a disrespectful person. Try not to be anyway. Right. You know what I mean? I try to come off loving and caring. But if you jump fly and you say some outlandish shit, I don't give a fuck if I know you or not. I'm gonna put you in your place, because that's you're just not right. It's just no.
Dana said, damn, that I guess she popping off. But listen, I got mental health issues. My mental health will not let me let shit go. So if I address every bitch assness that come my way, I will have no peace. And I'll be around here like a crazy person trying to run everybody down, trying to check their ass. I just don't have time for that. And a lot of times people are not that important to me. Again, it depends on where you are in my life. If you hurt me and I feel disrespected, I'm going to address it. And if it continues, guess what? A boundary's going up, and fuck you. Because clearly you don't care about me. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on who it is. To me, it just depends on who it is.
What if it's your boss?
I check bosses because I got to see their ass every day. You're not going to continue to disrespect me because we have a ongoing work relationship. You know what I'm saying? And
you're going to do it in a professional way.
Yeah, it will be professional until it becomes unprofessional.
Unprofessional.
Yes. And somebody's going to get HR involved because it's not going to be nice, because there's no reason to disrespect anybody for any reason. What the fuck? I don't even care enough about you to disrespect you. What the fuck I'm going around disrespecting people for? That's ignorant to me. That's ignorant. So, but yeah, I check a bitch or two if I need to, but you know, I got Larry on my show. You know, y'all always tell me Larry always taking me to church. Don't do it, Tiffany. Be the better person, Tiffany. I'm tired of being a better person. Tired of taking the high road. I want to meet that bitch in the alley. I'm tired of taking the high road. You know what I'm saying? But again, it just depends on the person. Everybody not that important to me. They just not. What you thinking about?
I don't know. It ain't got nothing to do with importance to me. It's got to do with just being respectful, period. I don't care who you are. It's just, I mean, like, I don't understand how all these people letting these people get away with calling them the N-words and stuff. I was watching the thing today. This lady she said it like 7 times. I'm sorry, that bitch would have got pushed. I would have pushed her so hard. And she was outside, bitch. I would have pushed you so hard, she would have been able to get up. I mean, a hard push, It's just so much that you can take. And with this pandemic going on, it's a lot of people that ain't in their right mind. So you need to be careful of the shit you say and the shit that come out your mouth.
But listen, if a person has the audacity to sit up in your face, nigga, something wrong with them. So I'm with you. Certain things will trigger me, and that will trigger me. And I'm just getting over watermelon and fried chicken comments. So that used to be a trigger for me too.
Me too.
Okay. Especially on the job when white people would try to be funny. But what you bringing to the potluck? Watermelon and fried chicken, bitch. What you bringing? Casserole, whatever.
Asparagus, bitch.
Right.
Sweet potato, potato salad with raisins.
Certain things was a trigger to me, but that's not a trigger anymore because they eat just as much fried chicken and watermelon.
Everyone loves fried chicken and everyone loves watermelon.
Exactly. Why is it gonna be a black thing?
I don't know. I guess we eat a lot of fried food. I think that's a fried food thing.
But
I'm not sure where the watermelon comes from.
Racial stuff are triggers. But again, you got to think about who are these people that's doing this? I mean, to me, they would be crazy. I think I may have told this story before, but I used to live in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. And I lived like on the outskirts. So I used to always have to catch a cab into the inskirts to catch the bus to get to work. And I was a gum popper. I was one of them people who pop gums. Like, I can pop gum. I could be in the world records. I pop gum so good. I was popping. And so I'm on the bus, just popping his gum, just popping. And I was nervous too. It was dark and I was trying to get home or whatever. And this guy, he says, would you shut the fuck up with popping that gum? Now, I was young and I was a little reckless back then. I would say anything. But something about him, Mika, and it wasn't before people on the bus too. I felt like I ain't had no backup either. But something about his tone and the way he said that to me, girl, I spit that gum out so goddamn fast and moved to the front of the bus.
Because you heard crazy in his voice.
Yes.
Like, this motherfucker
So this is why you can't check every. And maybe I was being disrespectful and inconsiderate with my gum. I get it. But he could have said to me, ma'am, could you please? Because I've asked people, oh, could you stop? I mean, here's a napkin. You know, I will. So I know why that's funny to me, because I can just see your face. You spit out your gum. Girl, I'm sorry. Okay. Girl ran home. I know he was girl. But again, I sense crazy in him. So that was probably far-fetched. But if you sense crazy and disrespect, sometimes you just gotta.
You do. You gotta move along. Just go on about your business. But, I agree on that.
But Oprah Winfrey did say, because my ex-husband did a little podcast on this, but my ex-husband was just as crazy and disrespectful as he wanted to be. Oprah Winfrey said one time, if you're dealing with a crazy man and he disrespectful, you get crazy and disrespectful too. Now, if he back down, you know his ass a coward. But if he gets crunk and loud, that motherfucker crazy. Then you just leave him alone.
I agree. Because with that guy telling me to stop popping the motherfucking gum, I've been like, I would have been off. Like, to show him, bitch, I ain't scared of you. And I can pop my goddamn gum if I want to. Now, if he would have came back at me, I would have been like, whatever, and spit the gum out. But sometimes you got to jump flower, show crazy. Shit, I'm crazy just like you, bitch.
I went crazy on my ex, and guess what? He left me the hell. He wasn't as bad as he said he was. You know what I'm saying?
The burning bed. You see the burning bed? You see that movie before?
Mm-hmm.
Burnt his ass up. That's what you do.
I'm telling you. So anyway, girl, this has been an amazing conversation. I like talking to you, Meek. I'm gonna call you, girl.
You should call me. Now, don't stay on the phone too long, because we ain't gonna have that much to talk about.
I don't like talking to you because you'll hang up on me. Bye, Tiffany.
I will hate Ash Cherry. I used to be on the phone with dudes back in the day, and all of a sudden they be talking, I just hang up the phone.
You do be like that too. You like, Tiffany, bye. And just, you don't even say bye. You like, Tiffany, click, and just hang up on me. Just hang up on me. And
I did Christina say, well, Christina, I'm like, girl, I gotta go roll this window. This is making up some shit. I'm like, I'm done.
Conversation over. So anyway, this was a great conversation. We missed you, Byron. I don't know what happened. You didn't call in to let me know that you wasn't reporting to work.
He sent a message.
Oh, did he? Okay. So hopefully Byron will be back next week. I'm looking to have some special guests come through. Mika's going to be freaked out. She may not want to come.
Who?
You know how I feel about
who?
I ain't gonna tell you.
Oh, I ain't coming to that show. No, I'm coming to that show. Cause baby, I gotta make sure I get my scriptures and shit down correct.
Get your scriptures together, okay?
Is Larry gonna be on that show?
Who?
Larry.
He may. But I haven't asked her yet, so I'm not gonna say her name. But I want to ask somebody who is a voodoo priestess.
I want because I don't need that in my spirit. I don't need her looking through me through the camera and putting some shit on me because I don't agree with the stuff she's saying. I think I'm gonna sit out on that.
Well, we're not gonna be talking about that. We're just gonna be talking about regular topics, and I just want to get her take on some things. But I am gonna talk a little bit about her background and how she got started and how all this had happened, and what had happened was, and so if you know somebody who's a good guest that has a good conversation, a good background, let us know. I think once a month I kind of want to have somebody to come through and just share something about themselves. Don't come with that jibber jabber. I mean, some real conversation. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all for tuning in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. here on Tea with Monroe. Also we'll be back with Tea with Monroe, the podcast. I want to say February the 11th. I'm coming back. Jess Tiffany is back. I just dropped the last episode last Tuesday. I'm talking about my baby daddies.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one yet.
Which I've never talked about before, so y'all gonna get some transparency, and I'm a little emotional. I just can't figure why the hell I be crying all the damn time. I had to push pause several times.
I know I'm gonna be going like this then. Oh, Tiffany. I be rolling my eyes.
I can't help it. I'm so emotional.
Well, that's what you've been through. I understand it. I can get it.
Yeah, and I think just reliving those memories, it just brings back those emotions. Even though I can't do anything about it, it still bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
When things are unresolved. Especially when they're dealing with your kids and decisions with your life. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't change anything ever. You know what I'm saying? But
next week we're not on.
All right, which is what day? The 2nd, February 2nd?
2nd or the 3rd, yeah.
Yeah. We're not on. We'll be back on that following Tuesday. But y'all y'all so funny acting. Leave some topics in the invite so you can give us something to talk about. Christelle left a good one. We're going to talk about poly. Okay. And if y'all know somebody who is in a poly lifestyle or who would love to be in one.
Someone who's freaky that likes to have a bunch of different kind of sex with different kind of women, so they call it poly.
If you're in a poly relationship and you and your partner want to come on, just message me. Okay. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Good night.
Tiffany, you think Larry will let y'all be in a poly relationship?
Mika. No, he wouldn't. But I was going to talk about this on Just Tiffany because when I was younger, I didn't necessarily have a problem with it. I really didn't because.
Oh, wow. Definitely do a podcast on that. I'm interested.
Yes. So I did. We ain't do nothing. I want his mama to come calling me because I know she will. But I did propose some stuff, he was like, hell no. But if I'd have pushed hard enough, look, you better scoot over so we can get up in here. I mean, honestly, Mika, we're going to talk about this later when we talk about poly and monogamy, because I do have another podcast I want to talk about monogamy, because honestly, you get into these relationships and it becomes so heavy. You marry somebody, it's for better, for worse, richer, for poor, but then you get married, the sex slow down, the time spent is slowed down. It's like everything gets in the way and it becomes work. So to me, when things needs work, it's no longer fun.
Well, how is bringing another person in that going to make it?
I didn't say bringing another. Listen, okay. So if we sharing some of these duties and taking the load off, and you watching the kids, and
hire a motherfucking nanny, but that don't mean you got to be laying up in the bed. We all sleep together and.
Okay, now listen. All poly relationships aren't like that, though. They really not. I mean, the women have their own room and he has her room, or you can have them where I forgot where it's called. It's called Try Something, where they all sleep together. Where the women actually sleep together, then he sleeps with threesomes, twosomes, however it falls out or whatever.
Always a twosome. He's gonna be sleeping with each one of them, even if they're not all sleeping together.
You definitely have to be a very secure individual.
I don't think it has shit to do with being secure. Y'all ass just want to sleep with two different women. I don't think it has to do with duty.
A woman, because women are very territorial. They don't share. So I
don't think you, as a woman, has anything to do with us being secure. Really? I think it has to do with you just wanting to live this type of. Again, if you need somebody to help lessen the burden, hire a goddamn nanny. A nice little Puerto Rican or something, or a nice little older white woman to help you with the baby, or help. I don't care, any kind of goddamn woman. Let me just say that to help you with the children, help you with the things around the house, help you with coming in once a week to help with laundry and getting it folded and put up. I don't think bringing another person into the relationship that causes conflict. That's gonna cause conflict.
Are you on Clubhouse, right?
I am, but I have yet to figure out that shit because I don't want to hear a whole bunch of people talking.
Well, I was on the Clubhouse today, and Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, he is very active out there. I just love when he comes through.
Is he? Okay, let me go join him.
Okay. Go to his. He has some great. So this one, they were talking about people haters or whatever. Anyway, long story short, this one girl, She said she was like 7 months pregnant, I think, and her boyfriend wouldn't stop cheating on her. He was just cheating, and so finally she went to the girl. She was like, "What the fuck? You see, I'm pregnant. You see, he my man." And she was like, "Well, you see, he won't leave me alone, so I ain't gonna leave him alone." So the pregnant girl, the girlfriend was like, "You know what? I ain't got time for this. It's stressing me out. Just come on into this relationship and let's just all be together." Or whatever.
I don't want no motherfucker that bad. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. That's how old was she? That's that new generation shit. I'm telling you,
I was young when I considered it. I was young. Even when I was married to my my last husband, I was just like, I need some help. Golly, he always want to be on me, humping. I need some help. It's too much.
So you were okay with him going to go hump somebody else?
Listen, listen. This is another podcast, but I damn near tried to pay somebody to do it. Listen, leave me alone.
And you still want to be with that person?
Just
like you still would want to be with him
in the relationship? Yes.
Why? For what reason? If it wasn't, I mean, what?
It was beneficial. It was yes. Okay.
So were you sexually attracted to someone else?
No, I was not. I just needed a break. Just give me a break.
So go hump Ayana for this week and then come back home because I don't feel like humping you this week. Girl, I wish I would, baby. See, that's how Corona gets started. That's how Ebola got started.
You're gonna have about this next week. Okay, Facebook, do not shut me down because of those comments. We know that is fake news. We know that's not how that is transmitted. Okay.
We'll talk about this more next week.
All right, y'all. We all love y'all. Have a good night.